The illusion of understanding. Everybody thinks they've got people figured out. They scroll through a few quotes online, watch a couple of podcasts, and suddenly they're experts on women, on attraction, on emotion. But truth is, most folks are just guessing in the dark. See, women aren't puzzles to be solved. They're mirrors that reflect the energy you bring. You come in anxious, scattered, needy, and that's what you'll see back. You come in grounded, quiet, certain. She feels it before you even speak. That's the part Stoicism gets right. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And in that one line, he explained modern attraction better than any dating coach ever could. Because control, real control, ain't about running someone else's emotions. It's about keeping your own center when everything around you's moving. That's what people feel. That's what they trust. Think about it. In this world full of noise, everyone's chasing attention. But the one who can stay silent, who doesn't rush to fill every second with words, that's the one who stands out. Women notice that. Men respect it. The world leans toward calm energy the way gravity pulls everything to the ground. That's dark psychology in motion. Not manipulation, but presence. Because presence can't be faked. It's built from long nights, hard lessons, and the quiet decision that you'll never let chaos choose for you again. This is Stoic Spark. Your daily spark of strength, self-mastery, and silent power. Stick around, because in the next section we dive deeper into what every human secretly craves but rarely understands. Peace, disguised as desire. Have you experienced peace disguised as desire? They say people chase love. But that's not the full truth. They're chasing peace, they just don't know what it looks like, so they mistake it for passion. Ever notice how some people crave chaos? They'll say they want something real, but when calm shows up, they get restless, because peace feels boring to someone raised on drama. It's too quiet, too stable, too honest. Here's the twist. What people call desire is often just a search for safety. That unspoken need to feel seen, to feel grounded around someone who won't lose their cool when life gets messy. And that's where Stoicism steps in like a silent giant. It teaches you that emotions aren't the enemy, they're the signal, but reacting to every signal, that's how you lose your power. You ever been around someone who stays calm no matter what? Like the world could be on fire, and they're just sipping their coffee. Thinking 3 steps ahead, that's magnetic, because that kind of control isn't arrogance, and it's peace. See, women, they don't just notice what you say, they feel what you are. If your energy's scattered, if you're chasing validation, that's the message. Even if your words sound confident, but when your silence speaks louder than your voice, when your calm feels like gravity, that's when people lean in. Not because you're louder, because you're realer. Stoicism reveals this hidden psychology, that the deepest desire is not excitement, it's stability with depth, a mind that doesn't flinch, a presence that doesn't fade. You don't get that from pretending to be strong. You get it from being broken once, and choosing never to let that break define you. That's why control is rare, because it's not learned, it's earned. In section 3, we go deeper into the power shift most people miss, the moment where peace turns into influence, not control over others, but the kind of influence that comes from being unshakable. This is Stoic Spark, your reminder that calm is louder than chaos. How the power shift. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. You don't gain power by trying to prove you have it. You gain it when you no longer need to. Most people chase attention like it's oxygen. They talk louder, post more, flex harder, thinking if the world sees their shine, it'll finally respect them. But power doesn't scream, power whispers. And the world leans into. Listen, that's the shift, when you stop performing and start existing in your truth. Stoicism calls it apatheia, freedom from being controlled by your emotions. But don't get it twisted. That doesn't mean being cold or robotic. It means you've mastered your inner. Weather storms still come. You just don't drown in them anymore. When you carry that kind of calm, you start to notice something strange. The same people who once ignored you start paying attention, not because you changed for them, but because you finally stopped chasing their validation. That's the paradox of attraction. When you don't need anything, you become everything. Because people feel safe around energy that doesn't demand. They open up around stillness. They trust what doesn't flinch. That's the core of dark psychology, not manipulation, not games, but the quiet influence of someone who knows who they are. Most people are reacting to the world. Few people create their world. You want to stand out? Be the one who responds with intention instead of emotion. Be the one who doesn't raise their voice to win an argument, just walks away when peace is no longer in the room. That's dominance without force. That's confidence without noise. That's control without control. Remember this: you can't control how others act, but you can always control how long you stay in the room with their chaos. And sometimes, walking out is the loudest thing you'll ever say. That's when the power shift happens, when your silence starts doing the talking. In Section 4, we'll dive into how that silence shapes relationships, how people test, pull and push just to feel your calm again, and how the Stoic mindset turns that emotional tug-of-war into balance. This is Stoic Spark, your daily reminder that peace isn't weakness, it's leverage. What's emotional gravity? You ever notice how some people just pull a room without even trying? They don't talk much, they don't chase attention, but the moment they walk in, the energy shifts. That's emotional gravity. It's not about what they say, it's about what they don't need to say. See, in a world addicted to noise, calm becomes magnetic. People crave it. They crave someone who doesn't flinch when things get messy, someone who doesn't ride the emotional roller coaster with them. That stillness feels like safety, and safety feels like power. That's where Stoicism meets psychology. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. And when your thoughts stop fighting for control, you become unshakable. You become that quiet force people orbit around." Here's how it plays out in real life. When everyone's arguing, you stay silent. When they test your patience, you smile instead of snapping. When someone tries to bait you into chaos, you don't give them the reaction they want, and suddenly, you're the one with the power, because the one who controls their emotions controls the energy of the room. That's what they don't teach you. Power isn't about being louder. It's about being centered. It's about knowing you could explode but choosing not to. That's strength. That's composure. That's real dominance. People start to notice your calm. They start to test it. Not because they hate it, but because they want to feel it up close. They want to know if your peace is real or just a performance. Stay grounded. Let your actions prove what words never could. No need to explain. No need to defend. Just stand firm in your energy and let the silence do its work. Here's the secret. Emotional gravity isn't about charm, it's about self-respect. It's about knowing that no one, and I mean no one, gets to shake the foundation you built in solitude. So the next time you walk into a storm, don't fight. Become the calm in the middle of it, because the calm man is the rarest man alive, and rarity is the root of attraction. This is what Stoicism really teaches, that peace isn't passive, it's an act of rebellion in a world addicted to chaos. And when you master that peace, you stop chasing connections, you attract them, because everyone's looking for someone who feels like stillness. This is Stoic Spark, where control becomes confidence and silence becomes power. In the modern Stoic code is, here's the truth, man. In a world obsessed with noise, you gotta learn the art of silence. In a culture chasing validation, you gotta master the art of walking away. That's the Stoic way. Not weak, not emotionless, just untouchable. See, life will test you. People will test you. They'll poke at your peace, question your worth, try to drag you into the same chaos they drown in every day. But the moment you react, they own you. The moment you stay calm, you own yourself. That's the code. The Stoic doesn't run from emotion. He feels it, studies it, owns it. He knows anger can destroy empires. He knows jealousy can eat a man alive. So he observes them, but never lets them take the wheel. Because every time you let emotion drive, you crash into something you could have walked past in silence. That's what makes the modern Stoic dangerous. Not because he's violent or loud, but because he's calm when others lose it. Because he can stand in chaos and not become it. And women feel that energy instantly. People feel that energy instantly. That grounded, unshakable presence. It's not about dominance, it's about certainty. It's about knowing who you are and not needing anyone to validate that truth. That's what draws people in, the peace they can't find in themselves. Every man chasing meaning in 2025 needs to hear this. Your peace is your power. Your silence is your weapon. Your discipline is your edge. The loud world will call it boring. They'll call it emotionless. But what they don't understand is, you're not detached from life. You're detached from nonsense. That's Stoicism. That's modern strength. So, the next time someone tries to drag you into drama, pause, breathe, remember who you are, and choose peace like a warrior chooses his weapon. Because real power doesn't move fast, it moves with purpose. And when your purpose is peace, nothing can shake you. Every storm you've survived was a lesson. Every silence you've held was growth. Every time you walked away from chaos, you didn't lose, you leveled. That's the modern Stoic code. Calm mind, cold. Focus, quiet dominance. So, keep moving through the noise. Stay grounded in your mission, and never forget, peace is the loudest roar in the room. This is Stoic Spark, your daily dose of strength, silence, and self-mastery. Hit subscribe, drop a done in the comments, and keep walking your path one calm step at a time.